There are houses that are cursed, and then there are houses that eat people. The one on Ashwood Lane in Connecticut belongs to the second kind. I know because I lived across the street from it for 15 years, and I watched that house take neighbors, friends, even strangers who just wandered too close. This isn't some campfire ghost story. This is documented. Police reports, newspaper clippings, and death certificates. All of it is real. Yet no one outside of our little town seems to know. Or maybe they just don't want to. The house was built in 1968 by a man named Richard Hanford, a contractor with 2 kids and a young wife. He'd bought the land cheap, too cheap, because it sat on the remains of an older foundation that had burned down in the 1920s. Hanford finished the construction in spring. By fall, his wife had filed a missing persons report. According to her statement, Richard went down into the basement one night and never came back. She thought he was repairing a water pipe. She heard the door slam shut behind him. Then silence. Police searched the basement. Nothing. No tunnels, no exits, no broken pipes. Just Richard's toolbox lying open on the concrete floor. They never found him. Within a year, his wife and children moved away. The bank repossessed the property. From that moment on, the house stood empty more often than not. And when it was occupied, it didn't stay that way for long. Between 1970 and 1995, 7 people vanished inside that house. Families bought it, rented it, tried to flip it. None lasted longer than a few months. The strange thing? Neighbors rarely saw them move out. One day there'd be lights on in the windows. The next, silence. The mail piled up. Police got called. Inside, the furniture would still be there, the food still in the fridge, but the people? Gone. The official reports always danced around explanations: possible domestic dispute, voluntary disappearance, unconfirmed accident. But in every case, the basement was mentioned. Always the basement. What we saw. I was 12 the first time I saw something with my own eyes. It was 1999. My friend Tyler dared me to peek into the basement window of the Ashwood house. The place had been abandoned for years, grass waist-high, boards nailed across the front door. We crept up to the side window. The basement glass was filthy, smeared with what I thought was soot. I wiped it with my sleeve and pressed my face to the glass. For a second, I thought I saw a person. Not clearly, just the outline of someone standing in the far corner, pale skin almost glowing in the dark. Then it moved, fast, right up to the window. I screamed and fell back, scraping my palms on the gravel. Tyler swore he saw it too, a face, no eyes, just holes. When we came back the next day with flashlights, the window was cracked from the inside. In 2003, a young couple with a daughter moved into the house, Tom and Melissa Johnson. We all thought they'd leave within months like the others, but for almost a year they stayed. Fixed the roof, mowed the lawn, painted the shutters. For the first time in decades, the Ashwood place looked like a home. Then in November, the little girl, Emily, started telling kids at school that her other daddy lived in the basement. Teachers thought she was playing games, until she drew him in art class. The picture showed a tall, gray figure with long arms that reached the floor. Its face had no features except for a wide black mouth. 2 weeks later, the Johnsons were gone. Police found the front door locked from the inside. Dinner was still on the table. The TV was on, but the family had vanished. In the basement, officers reported finding hundreds of small handprints pressed into the concrete walls. None of them matched the Johnsons. By 2007, the house was a local legend. Teenagers broke in constantly, leaving graffiti and beer cans. Most just bragged about spending a night inside, but one group recorded it. The tape surfaced online briefly before being pulled down. I only saw fragments, but it still keeps me up at night. The footage shows 4 teens wandering the house with flashlights, laughing nervously. They head into the basement. The camera shakes as one of them says, "Do you hear that?" Like whispering. They pan the light across the far wall. For a split second, you can see something, a shape, too tall, bending low, crawling across the ceiling. The camera drops. There's screaming, the sound of running, then static. Of the 4 kids, only one made it out. He was found wandering a highway 10 miles away, barefoot, clothes shredded, unable to speak. He never talked again. My father, 2011. By then, my father was the town sheriff. He didn't believe in ghost stories, but he did believe in records, and the Ashwood house had too many missing persons attached to it. He petitioned the county to have it demolished. The night before the demolition crew was scheduled, he went in alone. I begged him not to. He just said, "If there's a reason people are disappearing, I need to see it myself." He never came home. When the crew arrived, the house was silent. His cruiser sat in the driveway, lights off. Inside, everything was undisturbed, but his radio was found at the top of the basement stairs, still hissing with static. They tore the house down the next day. All that's left now is the foundation, the cracked stone steps leading into nothing, and the basement, sealed with concrete. What's left? You'd think that would have ended it, but it didn't. People still hear things on Ashwood Lane. Hikers who cut through the woods behind the lot report voices, low, guttural, calling their names. Dogs refuse to walk past the property. And just last year, a group of college kids camped nearby. Around midnight, they saw someone standing on the old foundation. Tall, thin, gray, watching. When they shined their light, it didn't move. But when they looked back a moment later, it was gone. Why I'm writing this? It's been nearly 15 years since my father vanished. I left town, tried to bury the memories, but they keep coming back, especially the last thing he told me before he walked into that house. Some places aren't meant for people, son. Some places belong to something else. The Ashwood house is gone, but I don't think that thing is. Sometimes when I wake up at night, I swear I hear the slam of a basement door. And once, just once, I heard a whisper. It said, "You're next."